Vici Gaming. Vici coming out with a, let's call it an unorthodox draft in game number 1 that didn't quite work. The experiment did not work whatsoever, and instead I'm sure we'll see them go back to more boring, very impressive strategies in game number 2 as they head up against TNC. Although you'd think that, Black, wouldn't you? That's normally what their default position is, isn't it? Like, try something new and then immediately get scared and go back to what they know.
I mean, new, yes, but this was very new. Like,
this is kind of out there new, wasn't
exactly.
it?
Like, imagine you're baking a cake. Like, changing one ingredient is okay. Changing 2 or 3, you don't have a cake anymore. You have like
I think they basically started making a new cake, and what they ended up with was a CD.
Pretty much.
There you go. Great analogy. I was waiting for the actual object to come out finally. A CD.
Something different, right? It's still got the same shape to it. It's still on the spindle. It still works, but it can't really eat it anymore.
Exactly. A CD.
Yeah.
But who's to say Lich Treant never worked before?
Right.
This could be an old strategy. Dota 1? Was it good in Dota 1?
No.
It's had moments.
Treant was pretty bad.
It's had moments in Dota 2.
Has it?
Yeah, moments, like small windows of...
Treant Lich.
Not together, though.
Not Treant Lich, no, I can remember, no.
Oh, okay.
But individually, yeah?
Yeah, individually they've had moments,
but
they've been okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the 2 most passive support heroes in Dota. What could go wrong? No stuns, a couple of slows.
But they can heal towers.
Those towers can live for a long time.
If Lich got to 25, that is one of the best 25 talents in the game, by the way. The 35 armor plus, or is it 35 HP regen?
35 HP regen and 10
plus
armor.
But you can get the Scotty instead. You get a free Scotty, you hit attacks heroes and stuff. Isn't that better?
That's only for carry Lich.
Yeah, I would say that.
That's viable, though.
It is.
Carry Lich. I played a lot.
Don't you have 120 damage talent too?
Yeah.
Maybe that was their plan all along, just to fake it out, like, oh, we're playing support Lich, and then when he hits 25, boom, turns into a carry.
I don't think they had any plan, honestly.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's how it looked like.
Yeah, and that's the problem, isn't it? So what do they do, Henrik? Do they go back to plan A, which is, we know how to play now, it might be a bit boring, but it works, right?
Yeah. As you said, they're playing for $1.5 million, playing for that tournament, and they pick these heroes. It's not compatible. It doesn't make any sense why they did that. Yeah. So back to DP.
That said, when you were playing Alliance, didn't you use the opportunity of the first game to test a little bit sometimes in a best of 3?
Yeah, sometimes instead of picking Nature's Prophet, we pick Blown Druid.
I walked straight into that one, didn't I? I really did just walk straight into that one. Anyway, as you can see, the seriousness of the draft is upon us as we get into it. And this time round, we've got bans as we would probably more expect in there. Yep. The Undying, obviously, the Wisp is the most popular ban right now. The Bounty as well really went up in stock at the last event, and we've seen it already be really good here.
Thank God they're banning Wisp at least. Not sure why you would give it away, especially against their lineup, because they had a slow lineup and they give away Wisp that's really fast hero.
Well, Lich is... I mean, okay, to be honest, to be serious just for a moment, Lich is okay against Wisp for relocates, right? And Treant.
Yeah, it's also Treant,
That's the only thing I can think of, right? That they're both good at defending the relocate.
Well, the strategy was, they relocate in, we double ult them.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we kill them, and then we lose.
Like, generally, we would see Lich ult, but Wisp would just get far enough that it wouldn't actually bounce. But if you actually set it up with an overgrowth, that's a lot you have to ask for. Like, hey, come get us.
I'm glad you brought that because it was what I was kind of alluding to with Henrik was the fact that you do test stuff. So if they had a theory about how do we beat the Wisp, because no one else has figured it out so far, let's use it in our first game.
But I think the problem with that is there's also another really good counter to Wisp. I don't think it was banned at all. I could be mistaken. Is the Disruptor that we talked about. I mean, that's way better than any of those.
Picked the first 2. It's great.
They could have picked it first 2, or third, or fourth, or fifth.
Or a Treant. It's also acceptable. Night Stalker first pick.
They really like the hero, huh?
They're going to lose.
Position 5 Night Stalker.
It's been nerfed, obviously. We've talked about it. But it's been the top 1 or 3 pick in the last 4 tournaments. It's been very popular. Maybe it hasn't been nerfed enough.
Yeah, it has. I mean, the reason it worked last game was 1 Wisp, and they had a terrible lineup. So...
Yeah, I don't think
they're not going to pick it now.
So this is that classic scenario, Henrik, isn't it? When you pick the same things again because you think you were good at them, but then you lose the second game because you relied on the things that won you the first game, but they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because now they're going to get DP and they're going to run into him, and then he drains him, and he's like, oh boy, I'm not doing any damage anymore, and then he has to run away, and then DP wins.
Yeah. This is one of those classic games where I explain to people this is why it's a best of 3 match rather than a best of 1 game.
I think it's Vici's strategy though. They give away the game 1.
Oh, yes!
All right.
I
Well,
was
do
hoping for
you
this.
know what we were
Treat us
talking about
back.
for the last 5 minutes? It's just all gone out of the window
Dude,
right
they
now.
have
No lich. We're good. There's
They're
not
gonna
Not
ban
yet.
it.
Not
They're
yet.
gonna ban it.
Yeah, TNC.
Not yet.
it's not-
They picked it third last time.
Vici needs to ban it so they don't pick it themselves.
No,
I'm
TNC
pretty
needs
sure
to
that's
ban
the
it because they
play.
want to have a real game. And not this again. Give us a challenge.
But what would you change about that lineup, though? What was
Yeah,
the
well, I'm trying to
weakness?
think now. What did they have before, and what would you change
Lichen.
out?
I don't know.
You changed the lichen?
I thought the
maybe
DK
DP.
pick was really bad.
But they already picked it. You can't change it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like we talked about, they had the 3 ults that all the cores were relied on, right?
And
And
they all do
nobody
the same.
did any damage, it felt
Yeah,
like.
they
at
all do
all.
the same, right? They all to push
Yeah,
towers.
that's why you need a
basically.
Veno, because he does tons of damage. Maybe get out the Zeus.
And
They're
they're
going to go
doing
same
gyro
thing, gyro, yeah.
I mean,
So living armor is kind of taken out of the game in some respects.
do we have a statistic on if you win the second game in a best of 3 and you lost the first, how many times does that team win?
I think more times
that's
than not, right?
definitely something that we could get hold of if we had Alan here.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm
Yeah.
But
I'm
he
missing
got
him.
kicked out because I read it, I think.
Oh yeah,
It's 65% win rate, by the
there are
way.
a couple of things there. 65%.
Yeah, I just made that up. But
You made
that's-
it. No, I
yeah.
mean, I think it's true.
I actually think that's
No,
I think
I
it's
mean,
about
he's
66.
right, because there's 83% of all statistics are made up on the spot, so he must be right.
That's right.
17% chance
But would
of
you
failure.
guys agree though? Game 2 winner would usually go on to win game 3.
Yeah, because
I
you
think
have the
it's more
momentum.
times than not.
Yeah, you have the momentum.
Like I would say maybe 55 to be realistic.
No, I
55,
don't know. I
45.
don't know that's right. I don't know that's
All right,
right.
we'll see. We'll see when somebody on Reddit or Twitter or any of these social medias will actually get back to us.
I
with the real
mean,
stat.
maybe Knoxville can DM me something
Yes.
if he's listening, if
Do
he's
it.
still alive or without alcohol in his system.
Phoenix.
that never
That's
happens.
right there.
Phoenix.
Oh
The
my!
hard counter to Night
That's
Stalker.
very different.
That's an old school combo.
It's a hard counter to Night Stalker.
It is?
Because it forces the sun now, like
Yeah,
you
it
get
turns to day.
daylight.
That was a change recently.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I
and
like
Hero's
that.
gotten buffed so much, honestly.
And of
Still
course-
pretty bad.
Still
I
bad.
really like it, but it's pretty garbage.
Sunray's pretty good.
I thought
The-
he's
the
pretty
heroes-
good, actually.
The Hero's good. The only problem is the laning phase is pretty trash. If he gets out of the laning phase decent enough, his abilities are super
I mean, if you're
powerful.
playing that as a 5,
Usually a
Yeah.
3, I think.
Yeah, I would say 3 would be
No.
really cool this game, actually, if we can get away with
Fly's
it.
been playing it, hasn't he? Fly's played it
Yeah.
for like, I don't know
Yeah.
how long, and he's always played it as a 5.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
and it does a
Flies.
ton of damage.
I mean, also you can play 5,
Yeah.
4, and 3.
I like 5 the most, or 4. But now
no
that
item still does a
Beastmaster,
ton of damage, still great in team fights.
Yeah. He doesn't really need items too,
Nope.
which is good.
But
But
overgrowth into egg is a pretty disgusting combo.
But if
Oh,
3
very old
heroes,
school, very,
3
very old
heroes
school.
that are good
anything,
against
locked,
Phoenix.
anything locked down with Sunray is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is basically a better version of Lich. If they had Phoenix instead of Lich last game,
It would have been way better.
they probably would have lost because they had
Yeah.
Lycan as well. I just didn't like their whole lineup.
It's good that it heals.
But,
Maybe
yeah.
they need to change so that it can heal tower as well. That's
Yeah.
what it needs.
Perfect.
Phantom
okay,
Lancer.
PL. Phantom.
Okay, so PL because.
What?
Yep.
You're the
There
analyst.
you go.
Okay, so
You're the only professional
so
player here.
if I'm the carry player, I would not ask for a PL, but it is okay against Beastmaster on the lane. Like the laning phase is very important, as we know, and once you get items, Gyro doesn't really stop you anymore, like he used to back then. So
Yeah, I think the old days PL, when you hit like 25, you're kind of capped, and you didn't really do that much damage. But with that crit,
crit
talent,
or even
it's
the
pretty sick.
doppelganger.
Yeah, even the doppelganger, if you're doing enough damage and you just
Yeah.
want survivability,
You just keep doing
yeah.
it, and the flag cannon will run out eventually, and then you
Right.
just go on him. And the Beastmaster, of course, was picked up to counter the Phoenix, the attack speed aura.
Yeah.
Very disgusting.
Night
Maybe they-
Stalker attacks super fast as well.
yeah,
He needs to get fast levels on Phoenix or that egg will be useless.
I agree.
Or Trian gets a powerful ult.
Leshrac. It's rarity.
Good against PL.
Very good. It's actually a hard counter.
Could still be support Lesh.
Well, I hope
Hopefully not. They need that mid, I think.
not. Core Lesh completely destroys PL. You actually can't play the matchup. It's impossible. It's very, very hard.
So from Vici Gaming's perspective, is there any way to move this around? Like, it's not prototypical, but what was it, like last month I was seeing a little bit of Dragon Knight off lane?
Yes.
I mean, it is possible, but you still have the very bad matchup of Lash versus PL, and you can't really do anything. You don't want to pick a Nyx. I mean, theoretically you
They-
could, but it's just
They
not
aren't
very good.
a Dragon Knight offlane team. They don't play it on Old 11, but it has been a thing. So
They could do it potentially, but I
and
don't.
he has
see
plenty of
this.
heroes. He's played similar kind of heroes, so I wouldn't imagine it's a problem.
We're looking for... Actually, TNC picked all the 3 cores then already.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
we're looking for position 4.
The Lesh is usually our mouse.
Yeah.
So,
especially this game. They can't counter the Lesh really anymore.
But they have played Tims on it as well, so it's still...
Oh, another hero that would be really amazing if they want to do the support Lesh is the Timbersaw. He actually crushes all of the heroes.
Treant, right?
Chopping down
counter.
trees.
Yeah. That's when you get... Wait, do they still have the 3-second respawn timer of tree?
It's level 15,
trees?
yeah.
He actually still has that down?
I think it's 2 seconds now.
2 seconds? Gracious me.
Wait, I think Timbersaw would be really good against the lineup too. If they choose to play the support Lesh. But Lesh, Night Stalker is an awkward combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you generally don't want to do that.
Yeah, teams just rarely pick a support 5th though.
Yeah.
Well, Disruptor has been banned. We've been talking about him the past 4 games, it feels like, and maybe the teams don't appreciate it as much as we do. I don't know.
Yeah, we see him winning all the time, so I don't...
Yeah. Tell you the other one. Is Bane banned? Oh, yeah, he's banned, yeah.
I just want to see Vici Gaming's last hero. I'm sure they're going to add something crazy again.
How does the Warlock fit into their lineup if they decide to go support?
You mean TNC?
Yeah.
It would be alright.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Adds a lot of team fight, which is what they're missing right now.
That's why I'm thinking maybe it's maybe it is a support here.
Yeah, it's either going to be a support or a Timbersaw.
Yeah, I mean they banned the Jakiro, banned the Disruptor, so they're thinking it's a support.
It's a Sanking.
It's a Sanking, okay.
Position 4.
Yeah, more than likely.
And then it's going to be Beast Sanking off lane, Lesh mid.
It makes sense. We've seen how Tim's played the tanking. Has been very good with this hero.
Yeah.
Taking all the runes especially.
Yes.
Very
And they've
important,
been winning because of that.
They've won every game.
Because of money. Runes.
Yeah.
But VP
I mean, I think-
prioritizes more though, so
I think
that's why they lost.
apart from Lanham winning the last MVP, I think Tim's got robbed. Basically, should have had 3 MVPs out of 3.
Yeah, Tim's, it's a never-ending story, isn't it? Gets robbed every time.
Underappreciated, you know. All right, what's this last pick for Vici?
Bad Rider.
Bad.
Okay.
It's a bit more normal. Off lane, I guess.
The lanes are really bad to deal with a Bad Rider. Like, if he gets a good game, he can completely mess them up
Yeah.
in the laning phase.
What do they have top? Gyro.
Gyro and S, I guess. Well, I guess you could try lane there and leave the... You could even...
He's going to
aggro
need help
tri
for
lane.
sure, otherwise he's going to lose that hard.
Decisions, gents. Black, we're going to start with you.
I think the Bad Rider pick is very good. So I'll go with VG. I actually don't think they have ways to deal with it.
Okay. I think Phoenix Treant is actually a super good combo. I think Phoenix can get dominated early though. It's all about if this hero can get actual levels. I'm gonna go with Vici, just in hopes that we see a game 3.
I'll
Sounds
say
good to me.
TNC then, because you said the other ones. That's the only reason I picked them.
Just one thing. When OG won a lot of majors, they picked Treant and Phoenix a lot.
Yeah, that
A
is
lot.
true. That is true.
So
I remember a lot of Phoenix. I'm not sure I remember a lot of trees, but
Phoenix
we'll
was a
remember
lot
things.
more powerful
Yeah,
back then, though.
Definitely, lots of fly Phoenix, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right then, we'll move on, and our commentary team are waiting to bring you game number 2. Can TNC continue their winning ways and enter the upper bracket, or are we going to a game 3 thanks to Vici? Let's find out.
I think Black is living in the past. OG winning majors. It's a while ago. We decided to change something here on the... we've already cut out. We've already cut out.
Damn.
Come back to us. Come back to us, production. Don't look at paparazzi. There's going to be no kills. We changed something. Something that the people wanted. Everybody wanted.
Yeah.
We heard the cry
The graphics.
of the people.
The graphics are now pointing at each other because you morons have run out of things to complain about. We've got threads about the font and the back of the laptop graphics. Let's get into the game. But, you know, did the Dota community, I love you. I love you.
Hey, if this
But
is...
can we mix in some compliments into these sandwiches? Because all we get is... Never mind.
I really... Okay, next hate thread. Kyle hates Reddit. Incoming, boys and girls. You're going to love it. It's going to be some juicy stuff to
It's
wake
just,
up
I
to in
feel
the
like
morning.
they're the type of people that would
Okay,
you'd make tacos at your house, and they'd complain that you only had 3 different types of hot sauce. They'd say, "Where's my mango habanero?"
I'm sorry,
There's no guacamole.
Yeah, okay. No, guac is essential for tacos.
I know it is, but
Why not? It's not a taco without guac.
EG lost twice to Vici Gaming because they had Bounty Hunter. Every single game since then, Bounty Hunter's been first banned overall by their opponents. However, and they've lost, by the way. Vici is 0-3 without Bounty Hunter. And if their backup strat is Lich Tree, you can kind of see why. I like the Phoenix Tree a lot more, but I really think, as the panel said, that this Bat Rider is the difference maker because they have no answer to him in the laning phase, and there's no save for the lasso. So he grabs the gyro, he grabs the Lesh, they're just going to die. Eventually, PL just takes over the game.
My concern from the other side of this is once the Beastmaster is up with vision, like once the Hawk is up, how does a Batrider actually catch somebody by surprise? Same thing with the Nightstalker. We saw him with the Aghanim's upgrade through the Aya before. Now, I'm not saying Cuckoo's going to get that kind of money, but what if something like this starts to happen? Then I'm very concerned about the lack of stunts and initiation that VG Gaming have. Then they'll be relying a lot more on Paparazzi to lift and carry their team forward, but there's also a lot of stuff to counter his presence in the fights as well. The Gyrocopter or even just Armel, that Leshrac. Turns on Pulse Nova, PL's got issues.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Sam H. trying to ensure he gets the last in the wild. We actually missed it. Paparazzi got the blue bunny up. Meanwhile, Raven's having a fun time on top. He went homing missile to begin with. Pumps into 11. Rather difficult to attack, however, when you're getting hit by Fire Spirits, but thanks to all of the spamming of Sticky Napalm, there's a lot of stick charges that TNC is just using to spam out their own abilities back again.
Yep. They need to get this Lesh ahead. I want to see, as soon as he hits 6, start contesting with DK, kill him a couple times, but otherwise TNC's outmatched in every lane because you do lose that mid matchup.
They're at least having one good advantage in the bottom lane. What's a tree protective when he has no trees to protect?
Is that a trick question?
That's really not. It's just an obvious answer to what's happening at the moment, where like the axes from Sam H are just cutting down trees after trees after trees. He's got nowhere to get closer. We've got no points in the nature's guys. He's a pure lane presence hero to work with Paparazzi.
I like the decision though. A lot of players, you know, they just go the same item or skill builds mindlessly, but I think the mark of a true professional is that they optimize based on the specific game that they find themselves in.
Yeah. It does make it difficult to contest things like Tim's pulling, even though he kind of messed it up a little bit. He only got 2 of the melee creeps to drag off to the camp.
Yeah, so I'm still just concerned. This bat lane, I think, is going to keep getting stronger and stronger. You can see Gyro 6-2, already feeling the pain, but at least he's getting good levels.
Got a creep wave coming under the tower, and we have to keep in mind too when Tim's moves off the lane. And it's the downside about both the Phoenix as well as the Treant Protector. The lane rotation abilities are not really that great, so they'll have to find a way to deal with this.
Yeah, Tim's is going to be the difference maker, I feel.
Yeah,
he can kill both side, both top and mid if he rotates. So it's all about just hitting nighttime. You got 2 rotation-heavy supports. Obviously, the Nightstalker can move as well. Mid lane, Almel's actually winning, which is unexpected. Usually DK, excuse me, usually DK pulls ahead just because you have way more base damage.
Yeah, it helped that like Armel's grabbed the 2-minute rune, so we managed to get the DD rune. Gave him a little bit more influence in that mid lane. And now the Soul Ring is finally completed for Ori. He can get a little bit more of an advantage bottom lane. The Burrow Strike is out, so Tim's was going to be a big hero for this. Axe is off cooldown in 2-1-0. Sam H will cut the trees. And only choice for Fenrir is to go underneath the tower and move Paparazzi, burning one of his lances that he really needs to hold on to. A lot of mana available for him as Cuckoo in the face of 11 and Lanham. It's nighttime. It's his job.
Yep. Yeah, I was saying I would like to see a silencer picked up from TNC, but they chose to just pretty much bank on the fact that this Phoenix would just feed or they'd kill the egg thanks to the Beastmaster aura. But I still stand by Vici's team fight is going to be much stronger if they get to a certain point in the game.
I love this move from TNC. It's like 5-minute bounty runes are coming up. They ain't letting it go. If 11 and Lanham want to fight for it, they'll have to go through Cuckoo and Raven to reach him. Or even Mango popping in preparation for the fight.
Yeah, it's 4 bounty runes.
It is.
That's a lot of gold. Wait, Raven?
Hang on. Someone will remember that they have a bounty rune on their side of the river.
Oh, they're letting him bottle it, of course. That's efficiency right there. That's teamwork.
And then use the rotation to go to the top lane to actually gank him up. Because there's no observe ward on the hill. In fact, there's no observe ward watching the rotation from mid. The call just has to have come out from Ori. Like, they have to know what's going on.
There's no... He's not mid. Where could he possibly be? This is like playing hide and seek with a 3-year-old, okay? You can see his feet. He's behind the curtain.
Okay. That was a lot better hide and seek, not slaying most 3-year-olds.
You never, like, you know, because I think it is like something about your development, right? Your brain can't actually process that things that are out of your line of sight exist, like still exist.
Okay.
That's why peekaboo works, because they actually think you're just gone.
It's called concept of self. Yeah.
Oh, when's that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I'm glad that's a real thing.
No, it's totally a real thing. That's why if you ever go into a nursery, you'll notice there's mirrors everywhere. Because eventually a baby will work out the fact that they are not just a summary of all the emotions they feel around them. So if one baby cries, all the babies cry because they hear crying and they think it's themselves.
Oh, mid lane. There's the SK stun.
See, education as well as kills. Ori, they turn on the Sun Ray. There's a lot of regeneration. 3 heroes pushing through it. Lanham has to stand his ground, but that means he'll go down as well. It's a double kill for TNC. And yes, I learned all that stuff when I was at university.
And that is like getting not 1, but 2 full-size Reese's Peanut Butter Cups when you go trick-or-treating on Halloween. Okay. Not just one of those little Snickers or Hershey's Kisses, but full-size candy bars. Shout out to all you grandmas out there hooking us up with the good stuff.
I'm sorry, can you say things that are not American so I can understand it?
That's like, yeah.
You already impose your seasons on the world. What is it? Is it summer, winter, or fall? I don't know. I'm in a different country.
I think Halloween is universal. Come on, you get to dress up in costume, you get free candy. Well, what's American about? Okay, that's pretty American, actually.
Yeah, that's real American. I think it's actually commercialism to try and support the dental practices of America.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy for dental. Okay,
Oh,
Ori's being attacked. All we gotta do is make a bad joke and Ori just starts getting attacked. Luckily though, Lanham is here and has more health. Oh, 11 has rotated in. They use the Breathe Fire to kill off Tim's.
It's a heavy rotation, though. You really don't want to use the bad TP there. I think it was a kill regardless, but... Oh, maybe you get an extra one now, daytime.
Maybe. Cuckoo's on the run, but he can't run that fast. Doesn't have level 6. Got a lot of stick charges available. There's that Flame Break, only level 1, but can burn heavily. Raven moves over, and with the Rocket Barrage, he's got the homing missile and the call down. He moves up the hill away from the Sun Ray to then combo with Tim's to Burrow Strike into 11, and maybe they have the life with the other one charges lasso, dragging the Gyrocopter down and the Flame Break. Space is being created, and 11 gets a double kill. Tim's at least had a little bit of rebuttal. He actually Burrow Strikes into Roshan so he can close the distance, put the Caustic on him, just keep the vision up so Armel can reach with the lightning, but he didn't have mana straight away. But here comes Tim's again. Burrow Strikes up cooldown. The Dragon Tail Stun creates space, and because the Breathe Fire, the damage was reduced. 11, he was protected as well, combining with the Infused Raindrop, so it won't be enough. Leshrac to reach him again, but they've gone in so deep. A Burrow Strike to keep the DK away from Leshrac, but now he's getting himself a 10. The Sun Ray's doing it.
That's Prometheus.
Okay.
You run left and right. You don't just run away from the falling pillar of doom.
Leshrac handles like he's on rails. Unfortunately, those rails were going directly forward.
All right, well, man.
Okay, we have to make more bad jokes about America because it's creating action. Bottom lane, Sam H. Rooted up. Here comes the Roar. Needs to create space to get distance away from 11. The support of Raven was coming down, but it was coming too late.
I like the use of the roll. Low enough to cool down. Save yourself. It's worth it. Trading an ult for a TP. Look at the wards, by the way, the TNC's playing with. This is a dream game for whoever's in the top lane. You got,
it's very aggressive.
Yeah, you got defensive ward protecting mid and then these aggro ones up top. So just tons of vision in space. Gives them total control of nearly 2/3 of the map.
They turned on the heat. I am a little bit disappointed. You were mentioning it in game 1 of this matchup. Like, where is the offensive tipping? Actually, in the last series as well. Like, that was a perfect Disco Pony moment from Lashak.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Disco Pegasus. Obviously, calling Pegasus a pony is a very large insult.
And it's not even about, it's not about being rude. It's just, psychological warfare. All the greats did it. Michael Jordan, Kobe, getting people's head.
So, American players, like Ricky Ponting, Mark Taylor.
I'm sure there's a lot of, European football players that are the same, but I don't have any that come to mind.
Beckham,
Ramos.
Kaka.
I think you're just guessing.
No. There's a player called Kaka.
I know.
He's a Brazilian player.
I know that. It's also Brazilian. Can we just talk about Dota?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Nah, I'm
So-
just kidding. World Cup's on soon. I'm actually super excited. America's not in it, so it should be pretty competitive.
Neither's Australia, so it should be more competitive.
I'm all on board Team Iceland.
Oh, Tim's. Is he actually? He's almost killing off PL. I say almost, because Paparazzi has one charge as well as Doppelganger. But Tim's isn't giving up on this. There's actually a bottom lane where Fenrir got attacked by the initial hit. The darkness, not even Raw being committed or called down. They actually had so much they just dusted and murdered him.
In the meantime, Armel just pressing middle. He did not put any points in his edict, though. I like usually 1 or 2 just so you have a bit of tower pressure. He chose to max QE instead. This is what you like to see if you TNC, though. Your Gyro Beast are keeping up, and your Lesh is ahead.
Ori's dead. He's very much dead. Lightning, even the double stuns, not perfectly chained.
The tree armor... Oh, no, it didn't do anything.
If you saw that a little harder, I may have actually picked up on the sarcasm.
It just... I don't...
Eleven's in real trouble. The Roar is out. And letting the Sun Rain loose, but Cuckoo, no, he knew. Sam H and Raven can deal very easily with the Bat Rider, so he just chases down Lanham, and they get the hit before he can jump away. That nighttime is crippling fear for the night duration of 5 seconds, so long.
This is the issue with... I have 2 main gripes. One is heroes that are near purely defensive, and items that, like a Blink Dagger, right, where it only offers initiation ever. If you can't do what your kit allows you, you're useless. So if armor doesn't save anyone, and in this game against Lesh, Gyro, like they immediately remove tree armor. So it's just not a thing.
Yeah.
He's putting in the, and he realizes he's put 3 points in Nature's guys, but what does he do if he doesn't have any tree brothers around him? He just...
It's not even Tree Brothers. I think the second he attacks somebody with Nature's Guys, he's going to die straight after.
There's so much AoE damage.
Paparazzi was taking up the Sandstorm a little bit longer. That's what let Tims know something was coming. But Dragon Tail Stun from Ori is able to connect. And the rest of the burn will do the job with the Lions forward. So good pick up on top lane. They had to create that space because if they didn't shut down SK, the Blink Dagger was coming.
Yeah. They need to make a lot of things happen with this PL Diffusal Blade. He's going to pick that up maybe 3 minutes from now. They need something to happen. I love his positioning mid as well. Just Cuckoo sitting there, nighttime.
The Observe Ward's actually really close to the river, so it doesn't see a lot for the radius side. In fact, it just timed out as well. It looks like VG Gaming are happy to just avoid fighting for the moment. Add the pressure up on top, establish control. They put the Observe Ward behind the T1 tower, almost like they're expecting a fight, and a fight they will get. A 4-man smoke maneuver from TNC. They are running north. They'll see the creep camp being pulled off, and they're going to wrap in around the back. Cuckoo taking to flight. Darkness also still available. And Ori, the Dragon Form, just wore off. They put down the Observe Ward, get some good information. The silence is on the Phoenix, so we can't even know where to help out. They roar to ensure nothing comes from him. So 2 heroes lost for VG Gaming. I thought they would just realize they had the pressure and then just back off, but that is definitely not what happened.
Yep. I love just Cuckoo.
Fenrir? Okay.
Of all the players I've seen today, I think Cuckoo's impressed me the most by far. Was a core player, switched to 5 and captain. They removed 1437. A lot of people thought that would be the downfall of TNC, going to a full Filipino lineup, and how many cores really successfully transitioned to support other than, of course, myself, now casting with the one and only Toby on after leaving the core role.
Yeah, successful rotation there.
Hey. I certainly look a lot better on camera.
Hey, at least you might be able to attend another TI.
Yeah, it's the reverse cheerleader effect.
They're looking for a fight.
It's
Still no Blink Dagger on Tim's. He would love to have that jump, but it just doesn't exist. Instead on bottom lane, they turn on the Pulse Nova and Fenrir. Well, the Ents lost the war at Isengard. At least in this version of Vici Gaming. Well, there's your Blink Dagger for Tim. So, initiation jump time for TNC. They don't have smoke, but they still have another 30 seconds of night time.
And it's all about the defusal, but at this point, I feel like TNC might just run over them. And once again, every game I watch DK, I just think to myself, why in the world are you picking DK? But the draft from TNC is on point. I love Gyrocopter Core when it's comboed with another hero that provides tower pressure and peaks in the mid game. DP, Leshrac, perfect
The gank
combo.
is coming. The Blink Fire Strike. They have Raw Revival as well, controlling up Paparazzi, then Raven. The call down is out. They were worried about the doppelganger. That's why they committed so much so quickly. And it never had a chance. Drum charge from TNC. It's all about bailing out just because they're waiting. But Tim, the epicenter, he may be locked in. The Nova is down for the moment, but TNC, they all focus down the egg, and they've got it as well. Not to mention the double forest strike from Tim's. It's all TNC. Even a dust onto Fenrir. They want them all dead. They may get it. Fenrir runs east. Raven's got him. And yep, to the west. 11 goes down 2.
Oh my goodness, dude. Cuckoo, earn charging, cancel the bad blink. The Sand King gets the epi off, then double stuns. Like, just the full committal to prevent the doppel from the PL. Because like I said, he had defusal. So if you don't kill him, he's the guy that turns the fight. They back and bait. It's perfect. And that's all about the shot calling. And I give so much credit to Cuckoo. The panel's going to give MVP to, like, I don't know, a chicken or a range creep. But I'm giving mine to
It's
Cuckoo.
the courier who can carry the burden that is all the money of TNC. That's who it really is. It's a, well, what is even that courier called? The unusual platinum baby Roshan courier. He is your MVP according to this panel.
Let's not put words in their mouth. They might surprise us.
I'm just predicting, like Red Eye predicted the panelist predictions.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because predictions are obviously important.
I like Armel's just going Yules into Bloodstone. I like the choice. He's just going to keep scaling. Raven went for a Yasha into BKB. I like that as well. Ags is pretty bad against illusion-based heroes because your attacks get wasted often.
11's got his blink.
Yeah, but this is the downside of it, though. If he isn't using it to find kills with Lasso off cooldown, like, look at him. He wanted,
but he was defensive, right?
He was doing great in his laning phase, but as soon as you rush Blink and you have all this dead gold for so long, you don't find kills for a couple minutes, you just fall off hard.
Did they smoke in range of the ops? It had to be close.
Let's see, there's always going to take you out. You should be all right.
I think they may have just caught the edge of it because TNC was running up the staircase just to the east of the wall. Yeah, that box right there is where they smoked, but there was like one player at like half a foot up the staircase. So I think they caught a glimpse of it and then just backed the hell out.
I gotta say, what do you do if you're Fenrir? Let's check out his items real fast. He's got a Quelling Blade, boots, and a windmill. So he can move really quickly. But where is he going? He's...
You stick to the plan, man. You're living armor. And eventually, one day, get yourself an Aghanim Scepter.
He is a man lost in the desert searching for a glorious oasis. That's what you're saying.
He needs that to be like a gold talent somewhere inside the Train Protector.
If only.
So we can afford something. Oh, the Observer and Sentry. Ori, he had an Invis and he thought he had the advantage. Now the permit stun is out at the call down. They turn on the Nova. Ori, Dragon forms up, but it's all too late. PL, they get through the Nova once again. And another double fire strike from Tim. He's making this look so easy. Fenrir is on the run out of here, but that won't happen either. Vici Gaming. They are manure right now. We actually have them called Blood and Bone. It's bloody brilliant, and that's exactly what they are. This is why the Radiant side of the map is so fertile. It's just littered with Vici Gaming's corpses.
Bloodstone just purchased for that fight. An easy 5 charges. And once again, I gotta blame TNC for this. No offensive tipping. No all chat voice lines.
They are focused professionals.
This isn't what you would expect.
Focused professionals.
They just don't want to disrespect Vici. You know, this game is embarrassing enough, right? So you don't want to give it... It's like you dunk on somebody, but then you give them a stare down, you know? Sometimes it's just unacceptable.
You just wait for one tip at the end.
You don't want to go full
It goes to
Draymond.
one player as my MVP for the other team. tip. Don't need to spam it.
Yeah, it can be wholesome.
Yeah, exactly. I applaud you for a great game of Dota. Thank you for losing.
Just really great play. And it's all about the 2 cores. We've talked about this a lot, but TNC operate a lot like LGD in that they're 2 cores, Armel, Raven. If they're having good games, if they're playing these active mid-game tempo heroes, they just dominate. The panel members already filtering back to their desks, perhaps expecting...
I sense something. I sense Roshan going down and Aegis Immortal to enable TNC in the next fight.
Yeah.
But they still have to break into the high ground. And normally I'd say, hey, that's going to be a hard thing to do, but I don't know if the high ground defense of Vici Gaming is really that intimidating.
And just the shot calling, I love. Like, they're just playing so smooth, as you said. It's very disciplined. And this is something we've been discussing through multiple events, but they've just been so close. They were the only team to take a game off of LGD at MDL.
Yep.
Wait, I'm wrong about that. I meant in their lower bracket run. I think they also lost 1 game to VGT. I could be completely wrong. I honestly don't remember much of that event because it was happening from like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's all a blur. But point is, TNC continues to look better and better, and I give a lot of love to their captain and fearless leader, Cuckoo, because he has so much game impact as a 5. He's 1-1 in 16. That's nuts.
Hey, they took a game off VP today after VP went through the last major
true.
without dropping a single match.
That's what I should have said, Toby,
That
but
is,
thank God
but don't
you're
worry,
here.
I got you, bro. I got you. I may not be beautiful, I may not be smart, and
What? Oh.
yeah, I'm not anything. 11's dying in mid. Distraction! Tim's! Another double pirate strike! He clipped Ori. And this Battle Rider, who was meant to be the initiation, the panel said that there would be no way the TNC can deal with it. They're dealing with it.
I again point to, all right, you've got a bat, he's got a free game, sure, but who does he play with? The Phoenix? That was his laning partner. How do you find kills as Bat Phoenix?
Yeah, you
You
don't.
don't even have a stun.
It's if only Firefly was amplified by a sticky napalm, because this would make logical sense, right? Wait until you start getting cross-hero promotion.
That would work.
Okay,
son.
I love how the ball's trying to deny the Hellbear. Not happening. Everyone's out.
Yeah, I think this is, again, smart from TNC. Look at the vision they have. Once again, Cuckoo. Just look at this. Look at this.
The
Look at the box.
itemization as well is really, really good. So a full pipe just got completed on the SK. They know pushing up high ground is going to be dangerous with the magical damage, which is out in the field, but now everyone's protected, and the Beastmaster can focus on getting aggressive items, having the Medallion, having the Shadow Blade, and probably building, you need to get Necro in this game. They're just letting Raven do all the damage.
It's like watching a hockey game where everyone is just huddled in the crease, desperately protecting the goal. But, you know, eventually, when you cede the entire rink to the enemy, they're going to find a way to get it past your D. And in this case, it's going to come with the second Aegis, a couple BKBs, and they're just going to walk at him. I love, once again, we didn't bring this up last game. Oh, never mind.
PL's dead.
PL about to die.
Next mini Roar as well. 11 wants to try and create some space with a flame break. Here goes the PL, in for the doppelganger. He does jump a little bit further away, but they find the real one. Black Cannon still on cooldown. Rocket Barrage will come off now, and they have the damage. Cuckoo has to get out of the Sunray.
Again, earning the Bat Rider to prevent any possible follow-up. And in a game that's closer, that's going to matter a lot more, but still, love the fundamentals.
11.
Manta
Do you
gyro
finally
against-
get your jump now? No, he doesn't. It's a Beastmaster Hawk.
Yep.
He saw it, so at least he flame breaks it, but the pipe from Tim's is keeping this Hawk alive. So they've got perfect eyes TNC on the almost entire lineup of VG Gaming. That's why Cuckoo's coming in. Okay, they're pinging it out, and they stun ray down the Hawk. Tim's in the corner. They're finally going to catch him out, but it's got Epicenter Blink with Burrow Strike. If he wants a double stun, he can have it, but it's not even required. PL's dead without buyback available, so TNC, they claim the melee racks, and now they retreat. Very smart, very crisp.
Indeed.
And again, I just want to praise the itemization. They just know what they need to do, like get those proper timings against VG Gaming.
It's the BKB timing. I forgot they even had an Aegis on Gyro. Still. But last game he did it. He's doing it again this game. Raven going Manta on Gyro. And that's exactly what you got to do when you're playing it straight. You always itemize for BKB plus Manta, so the root threat through your BKB is not actually a thing. And all of a sudden you have no real counterplay. Once again, Vici looked unstoppable with Bounty Hunter. But in the 4 games it was banned, it appears the replacement is the Fenrir tree, which I don't think I need to explain too much. While it is an invisible hero, operates significantly different from a Bounty Hunter.
Well, I'm sorry. What other options do we have?
It's like-
invisible. You got a Ricky.
Look,
You got a Ricky support you can work with. Would you like Ricky instead?
Maybe, but I really want to bring down, like, it's... Imagine you're assembling like a squad of heroes, right, to go out and battle, and you replace Boba Fett with Bob Ross. Completely different skill sets.
He could paint you a picture of the battlefield. Never
I
before
guess.
have I
Happy
seen
little trees don't win games of Dota.
Such an accurate map.
That's true. If he gets an Ags, you're right. You can see the entire
Bob
field.
Ross with Aghanim Scepter upgrade. What exactly do you get? That's the next real cosmetic that we really want to have in the collector's cache is Night Stalker. When he gets an Aghanim Scepter, he gets a Bob Ross throw. Come on, we're staying true to the law that is Dota, right? We can check this in with Slacks later on. I've seen other things
That's
which
gonna be a 70-minute video.
Goodbye remaining outer shrine. This now removes all outer buildings of VG Gaming.
Yep.
And Roshan may respawn in 2 minutes time. And this looks exactly like what TNC is waiting for.
And I would say I go in the game, but it's super hard to end game against Phoenix Spat. You can always end up throwing a fight, especially against the PL, who just will kill everybody if you run out of spells and Gyro or Lesh get picked off. But
yeah.
Look at where they're positioned. Once again, look at the wards of TNC.
Yeah, very deep.
Just click over to their vision real quick. You see them in their base. And if I'm Cuckoo, I'm saying, hey guys, they're not coming out to play. So I guess we might as well just collect all the resources and then get Roche and then go in.
They're grouping up to smoke. It just got brought in on the tree.
Oh.
And
they saw that on the ward for sure.
Yeah.
Look at this. Ping in the high ground. Hey guys, go stand here as 5. It's beautiful.
And look at SK's TP position. Okay, he's already used the blink to get a little bit further up.
This is perfect.
So they won't have that instant, and they smoke themselves. Okay, you want bait?
Look at them. Look at
It's a trap.
It's so good.
It is totally a trap. I think VG know it. The Hawk is coming out. It's like, yo, guys, I don't think we can go on this one. Maybe we can. Lazo speed, bit of a Tims. Fire strike at the back line. The Roars on the DK. They're keeping him out. This fight, and the Splitter is done. In with the Echinova. Can they actually bring down the Supernova? Of course they bloody can. They've lost a couple of heroes for it, however. This wasn't the cleanest fight for TNC. But they still have their cores up. They're actually flying back on the SK. It's this chain stunning from Armel and Raven. This just works so perfectly. The Gem of True Sight's on the deck. Someone will grab that.
I love it.
And yeah, that's their fight. Okay, is it Armel? Okay, somebody hold the bloody thing.
Nice, they're gonna give a bottle away. They're just gonna, yeah, you know, Cuckoo's like, guys, I need
they're
that.
ending.
Yeah, it's because they get the DD bottles now on the gyrocopter. They know there's no egg. There is a tree root, but there's no DK form. There's no lasso. What do you fear?
Not a lot. Only fear itself.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Your
Toby.
scepter up. Sorry for stealing your line. It's a disaster. Fire Strike, Sentry Wards, or just say Gem. They see Fenrir. Oh boy, he just explodes. Raven sitting with a double damage room, just beating into that tier 3 tower. Maybe now they look towards Lanham, but those little sprites flying forward to keep Tims under bay.
Is this really necessary?
What?
The glyphs.
Obvious.
The lack of GG and offensive tipping.
Let it go. Here comes your epicenter. We get more fights. Tims goes in. Doesn't get the Burrow Strike off, however. They have a Sentry Ward down. This is why your Visible Dragon push back to the tier 4 towers. Cooldown's really nice. And maybe Armel ticking down very, very low. The Icarus dive forward. And now these are the moments. This is why you don't GG out. There's always hope.
They did it. They successfully killed the two lowest heroes in net worth on the TNC side.
It is an achievement.
That's the first step.
Don't you lessen this.
Hey, it's like you're climbing Everest, all right? Your first 2,000 feet, those are the most important. You're on your way.
I took a chair lift for the first 2,000 feet.
Does it count as climbing it if you were theoretically to just take a helicopter straight to the top?
I really don't think so. Because that is not climbing. Unless you count climbing into a helicopter.
You know, there was a guy, I believe.
Can you actually take a helicopter to the top? I thought the air would be too thin to actually get enough, up force.
I have no idea. Probably right.
Yeah.
There was a guy, they never recovered his body, all right? But the man was brave. He not only climbed Everest, he snowboarded down from the summit, okay?
Sorry, are you saying the man is brave? How did they confirm he reached the top if he didn't reach the bottom? Did he leave a note up there saying, yo,
No,
guys,
he was going.
I'm about to hang 10?
They took some photos of him. Like, he strapped
Okay.
up, and the last thing they saw, he was just going, he was riding the wave.
When you say a wave,
The snow.
do you
the
mean
stationary
Do you
snow.
mean stationary, not an avalanche? He wasn't trying to race an avalanche down the mountain.
No.
Okay, sounds like a movie.
His plan was to snowboard down Everest in one go.
Okay.
Maybe he successfully did, and he's just living somewhere.
I faked my own death, so everyone will remember me as the guy who killed himself snowboarding off Everest. This sounds like an untold story,
gotta
which I'm
do-
sure Steven Spielberg will pick up any moment, and then George Lucas will destroy.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Aegis the Immortal now.
25 Bloodstone charges on Lesh.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And he's got the cheese, and he's got the BKB. And just to make sure they're always going to be in the right position, the BTs are coming up next. And with both Aegis and cheese, they push high ground, and they can do it on the top lane.
This is big, though. Check out the tree.
I'm looking at the tree.
He's added 2 Observer and 2 Sentry Wards to his repertoire.
Okay, really?
And as soon as he places those, could change everything.
Why are you trying to get my hopes up for half a second? I thought he actually had a real item. And he's got a blink dagger in his quick buy. I'm like, oh wow,
That's
Fenrir's
very
got
optimistic.
that. Then we're cooking with gas.
Lanham got a Veil, 11, Force Staff. Ori now with the, he's had the BKB. I just don't know. Their next tier of items doesn't really change the status quo. They need PL with like a heart plus something else, and
You know what
I'm
they
not
need?
sure what that is.
They need 11 to get a blink dagger, lasso, 4-star target back into the tier 4 towers, with everyone killing it off at the very beginning and having one of these, like the hero, actually either be either the SK or the Beastmaster. Just remove that kind of stun control they've had such a horrible time dealing with so far. Obviously, I would love a core, but I don't think they can kill one of those cores in that time. Next, just get the Beastmaster when his BKB's down.
I point once again to the TNC item choices, though. I'm looking around. It's all perfect. The Bloodstone BKB on Lesh after the Yules, the Drum Zern on the Night Stalker, Blink Pipe on the Sand King. You're playing against Phoenix Bat. You need to buy it. Gyro with the Manta, but the Beastmaster of Sam H. Bottle, because they needed one. Medallion, Shadowblade BKB. No Necro Book, because in truth, it's not super effective in a game like this, and you don't need it. So just go for the full support build, and the reason you love Shadowblade in this game is because it allows you to kill a PL much easier. Same with Bat, these Blink heroes, you need the ability to get them out of invis. Blinking in just gives them a free doppel.
Yeah. So you initiate once you obviously know exactly where the real one is.
Exactly. That might be what they're waiting for. Scotty finished now on the gyro. They know this is real PLs and they're somewhere, but I think they'll get away.
Yeah. They see the clean up bottom and they can nudge it in. If they feel confident enough, they just take the fight.
Yeah.
Personally, I just thought they would continuously pressure in the top lane because it keeps them away from, away from Roshan. It keeps them away from the big creep wave on bottom. So you start to split the forces of VG Gaming.
I mean, mid towers, I really think you just run it at TNC. As long as you're fighting with gyro flak, you're going to be fine. You're only really susceptible if the flak is wasted and the Lesh goes down, because he has the cheese, not the Aegis. But 25 Bloodstone charges, what am I saying? He's going to instant respawn and bots back in. So, in theory, both cores have they both have an extra life, and it's a real uphill battle for TNC. Or sorry, Vici Gaming.
Yeah. TNC, I love the mana regen. Like Armel, just a couple of pulse novas. He's got 52 mana regeneration per second. It looks too easy. He doesn't even have an Octarine yet on this guy. At that point, it does feel like he'll be unkillable. Paparazzi tries to find his sustain. They're just expending everything they got. They know, if they lose this fight, it's over. DK has money to spend, but he's trying to finish up a Maelstrom.
Never say never, Toby.
But yeah, the BKB on the PL. So he at least has some sustain against such heavy magical damage, which is what TNC has been using just to wipe out the initial part of the fight, and then the Flak Cannon does the rest.
I think the Flak is, the problem is his illusions don't have BKB, and there's a Scotty on Gyro. So he's just going to click down the real one, and he's not going to have the freedom in a fight to actually impact it. And once again, it's PL against Corlash. The panel said it best. You can't do anything.
Yeah. Well, here you go. Pushing up. Instant D-Ward of the Observer. Put down the center if they want to get rid of that as the PL. There's your Blink Lasso, but the Forest Strike so quick from Tims. They get the follow-up stun. Batrider, he's going to burn. They're looking for the Nova. Won't happen. It's Icarus dive. He got silence on the way through. That's why Lanham is down. They can root up the Gyrocopter, but there's that Mana Star combo we're talking about. Breaks free so easily. Paparazzi's BKB has let him stand up in this fight. Have they got the Nova as well? They're focusing it, and they still get it. Even though they stopped to kill the hero before that, the Breeze Fire clips into the back of the Night Stalker and brings him down. Raven has the Aegis Immortal. He has a second way to bring life back up again. And, well, okay, he just turns around. The Troll Trapper is down on the DK. Forest Strike in. They're happy to let the Aegis Immortal burn, especially if they can kill off the DK. Without these BKBs, without the protection wall, Vici Gaming just has nothing to work with.
Call it, boys. White towel.
GG.
There we go. Optimistic. I respect teams and their tenacity. Never say die. Keep the game
It's
going.
Apollo. I'll go into the end, man. I'll go into the end.
Excellent clinical performance from TNC. Once again, the MVP, no matter what the panel's about to say, is Cuckoo. I think his drafting is on point, the shot calling. He pre-clicked the silence in that last fight to prevent the Phoenix from egging. I believe it probably would have died anyway, but still, it's the thought that counts. Item choice is great. TNC looking fearsome. And what a group, though.
14-1-11 for Armel, 13-1-16 for Raven.
Yep.
What a day. Well, not even just what a group as well. Yeah, there's fantastic teams in this group, but my lord, these guys are playing terrific Dota.
Indeed.
Yeah, they deserve the victory. They deserve to push through, and we deserve the panel.
You know what you guys deserve? A break. Well done, Toby and Kyle. Been here all day, of course. Thank you very much to those, as well as all the other guys that have been here all day. Our observer team, of course, Wepas and Screff, also been here the entire day, as has one of our panel members as well, Mr. Black. Welcome back, gents. I don't know what to say after that. I get a little frustrated sometimes when I watch Vici. I just, they aren't my favourite team to watch style-wise, play-wise, and even when they're behind sometimes, like 20,000 down after 20 minutes, that's 15 minutes of my life I'm never getting back, is it? Because it never looked like they were in this, Henrik, did it?
No, it did not look very good at all. And when you watch this game, you're like, EG lost to this? How did they lose to this game? Or this team, honestly? Not playing very well at all. And
I mean, Kyle said, congrats to TNC, and that's true. Yeah, they played okay, but they didn't play fantastic. It wasn't like they blew Vici away here, was it? It was more, wasn't it Vici not playing very well more than it was TNC playing very well? I don't want to take anything away from them.
If you go to the Vici EG series, they didn't pick like this, right?
No.
That's probably one thing that hampered them quite a bit in this series, and I don't know, they looked, they looked horrendous this series. They just looked like a completely different team. I remember watching them all year. We talk about how they get second place. That's still really good. But this is one of the worst performances in the entire series I've ever seen from Vici.
It was just so disjointed, Black, wasn't it?
I really wonder what happened to that draft in the break they've had. Because EG and this TNC, they basically prioritize the Gyrocopter so highly, and so does Vici as well. They would just first pick the Razor to deny the Gyrocopter from EG. But why don't they do it here? Why do they go into like DK Treant? It's just like very awkward. It seems like all the preparation they've had, like VP just broke them or something.
What it does mean, of course, is that TNC now go into the upper part of the bracket, which is great for them. There is still an outside chance they can get into TI by automatically qualifying. They would have to win the entire event, so it's an easier route for them going across the top of the bracket, I guess. On the other hand, this isn't a series, Henrik, that Vici would want to lose because they now drop to the lower bracket. And that's horrible. I don't want to be in the lower bracket.
so why do they experiment with these picks? Like,
first game, you understand it, don't you? Like, okay, first game, sure, but second
even though
game?
I don't agree with it. The problem is, Treant is a good hero. There's nothing wrong with Treant. It's not terrible, But if you pick it first too, he's useless. We saw him putting armor and it's like, oh, it's gone. 0.1 second, it's gone. Because of the gyro. It's like, okay, it's good against Night Stalker, but you need to pick it later for it to be good. Then it might work. You try to do some heal strat here with Phoenix and Treant, or some very defensive, the Lich Treant. I don't know what it's about. It's not working out that well.
But we have to say about this game, right? They had a lot of chances to actually win fights, but the only combo they had, the Treant and Phoenix, they never managed to pull it off. And by all means, it's not a hard combo. And so how it works, right? For everybody who saw the game, maybe you don't know.
Please tell us, because I don't think I've ever done one of these eggs before.
So what happens, right? The Phoenix flies in with his dive, then he stops his dive by pressing R, which transforms into an egg. AoE damage.
Right.
And then everybody wants to hit the egg because you need like 5 or 6 hits to destroy the egg.
Hey,
Very
pay
easy.
attention.
Pay attention, Bulldog.
Yeah.
And then Treant stands there already, which he did. And then you press R and you root everybody. Nobody can hit the egg. It explodes. You win the team fight. And instead, what happened? He roots first, and then Phoenix comes in like 2 seconds later, eggs, and the eggs explodes in like 1 second because he gets hit by everyone.
Amazing, brilliant. Teach us more about items in just a minute. First, we're going to catch up with one of the players from TNC. So let's hear from him now.
You already secured the spot in the upper bracket for the main event. How do you feel right now?
I mean, we are pretty happy about the result, so it's good.
So let's talk about the game you have against VG. Both game you played Gyro and Cuckoo played Night Stalker. And they picked Trend to game. And clearly you guys win the lane. You guys take the team fight and snowball till the end. Do you feel like you outdraft the opponent?
I think we just outdrafted them, and in first game we just picked the IO, and he's the strongest here right now, so I don't really know why they just give the IO, so that's that.
Yeah, so they have the all-star coach, Mikasa, but your team, I heard
We have
you do have a coach, but who's doing the draft?
right now we don't have a coach. It's only Coco that's doing the draft, that's why.
So is there any, like, do you prefer a coach, or you think Cuckoo can do it all?
I mean, Coco can handle it, I think. We just need an analyst right now, so.
Okay. And so what's next? We've seen the TNC used to, when Armel just joined the team, seems like there's some late game problem for your team. Sometimes you guys threw some advantage, but right now I think everyone is coming together, everyone is playing on the same pace. So what can we expect more from you guys in the main event?
I think it's just like the TNC DOTA, right? We just run at them, just like that, yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck in the main event.
Yeah,
With that, let's go back to the panel.
TNC Dota, or otherwise known as SEA Dota, run at you. It's fun to watch. We enjoy watching it, certainly far more than we do the snooze fest of some of the stuff we've seen over the last few months. Raven also said in that one, they gave us IO first game, and we didn't know why. It's the strongest hero in the game. I mean, that was pretty much your summarizing of the entire first draft, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm happy that he said it, first of all, because a lot of players will kind of dance around the issue like, oh, you know.
It's not that strong.
Just
give
I
it
have
to
no idea why
us.
they gave it to us. I have no clue what they were doing. Good question, but I have no answer for you. I like that answer.
Yeah. Well, it's led us to nowhere in particular, actually, because we're none the wiser. But I do know how to drop an egg now.
Good.
I feel educated. Black has added to my education of Dota 2. I now feel ready and capable and able to play the Phoenix, but not alongside Shannon playing the Treant.
Yeah, I think if you two played the combo, it would look very similar.
I don't play support, so I would agree.
But if Bulldog and I did it, it would be amazing.
We would make a good team.
I do agree.
We used to be a team. And then I kicked you.
Oh,
That actually really happened.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, but I'm glad you have.
I just want to mention, we did not lose a single series. We went like 15 or 16-0. We won like all the qualifiers, and then I got backstabbed.
Because we had Loda. We could get Loda. So obviously we had to switch
I
out.
have to admit, a living legend is much better than me. I agree.
Yeah.
Was this leading into No Tide Hunter, or?
There was actually no Tide. I was part of No Tide Hunter.
Okay.
And then things happened.
Right.
I'm not salty at all, Bulldog. Don't worry.
It doesn't sound.
He went on to win a major anyway himself, so he's all
Yeah,
good.
but he won a TI.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but
What is
now you
better?
mention it. Let's take a look at the scoreboards, where there is less embarrassment to show you. From game number 2, as far as TNC are concerned, utterly awful game for Vici Gaming. They
Well,
just
I've
weren't
actually-
in that game at all. Old Lanham 1-9 and 10. Fenrir 0-6 and 4. You don't see him having those kind of games very often at all. But on the other side, Cuckoo with